I found you, I saw raw, untamed power.
I don't think Snoke at all is addressing Kylo Ren when this line is uttered. I personally think that he's actually talking to Rey, because right after this you hear Rey say,
"Something inside me has always been there, but now it's awake, and I need help."
Now I don't think that Rey is actually talking to Snoke when she says that. However, I do find it intriguing that it was edited in that fashion. But as stated before, I do think that Snoke is talking to Rey when he says that line. Later in the trailer, we see Rey and it appears that she's been captured and is being tortured. I think that is when that line by Snoke is said. The trailer begins with Kylo Ren looking out over a battle-ready First Order. Now this could be possibly taking place at some First Order factory, or better yet for the story, it could be taking place on Snoke's ship, the Supremacy. A few old AT-AT walkers are being dwarfed by the First Order's AT-M6s, which are aggressively massive. This appears to be the makings of the Battle of Crate, which is a small mineral mining planet. If you look at the top of the picture, you are able to see Kylo Ren's Upsilon-class command shuttle, which likely means that he's about to swoop into the front lines of this battle. Kylo Ren is leading soldiers of the First Order in what appears to be some sort of cave. This is very reminiscent of Darth Vader leading the 501st into the halls of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. And at this point, Snoke continues his monologue by saying, "And beyond that, something truly special." Like I said before, the obvious thing would be to believe that he's talking to Kylo Ren. But I really think, as I said before, that this entire trailer direction in it, I believe that this speech is aimed toward Rey. Rey ignites her lightsaber as she begins her training with Luke on the planet of Ahch-To. She feels the power within herself, and she feels that she has always been destined for a higher purpose. Rey is training on Ahch-To, where Luke has been in hiding. We have been led to believe that Luke is on Ahch-To seeking the first Jedi Temple. Rey is now on her own journey of discovery. She navigates this foggy area, which is very reminiscent of Luke's training on Dagobah with Yoda. A single ray of light illuminates only a single portion of this mysterious room. Rey looks to the light while she says that I was awake, that I need help. Rey is honing her skills with the lightsaber, and judging by the look of this rock, her training has been very extensive. Now you might say to yourself, given her lightsaber battle and defeat of Kylo Ren, that she already knows how to use the lightsaber. However, that was the sheer will and power of the Force flowing through her. The power of the Force radiates and burns through Rey, so much so that she cracks the very earth while meditating. Rey is so powerful that even one of the most powerful Jedis to ever live is afraid. Not just afraid, but terrified. I've seen this raw strength only once before, says Luke. It didn't scare me then, it does now. Luke's robotic hand thrusts out of flaming debris. Will we get to see what happened to Luke and his former Jedi apprentices? Will we finally get an explanation for the Force vision that Rey experienced during The Force Awakens? This scene could very well be as a result of the devastation left by the Knights of Ren and Ben Solo, who would become Kylo Ren. I believe that we will finally get to see the soul-crushing events that led to Luke's exile. Kylo says, "Let the past die," as he crushes his helmet into the wall. Some will speculate that this may be his turn back to the light side. However, let's consider something else. What if he's smashing his helmet because he no longer wants to follow the footsteps of his grandfather? What if he even no longer wants to follow Snoke? What if this is affirmation of his burning red-hot desire to become powerful in the dark side without following the example of anyone else or listening to anyone else? I believe it is a strong possibility that he is talking about letting the past die of his grandfather and becoming his own powerful being within the dark side of the Force and solidifying his own legacy and legend. I want to go back to this line in the trailer for a moment where Luke says, "I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now." Now, who do you think he's talking about exactly? As stated before, there is a lot of misdirection in this trailer. It would be obvious to think that he's speaking of Kylo Ren. However, who is the most powerful Force being that he has ever faced, of which he actually felt the raw electric power? Yes, it is none other than Sheev Palpatine himself, Darth Sidious. Could it be that he feels this raw power from Rey because Rey may possibly be a Palpatine? So I guess it's no secret at this point that I actually think Rey is a Palpatine. Kylo's ship, along with remnants of the First Order, are involved in a dogged battle against the Resistance. Kill it, says Kylo, if you have to. The loud and intense tension-filled music leads you to believe that Kylo will seal his journey to the dark side by killing his mother, General Leia. However, I also think that this is some very clever editing. If you notice the people in the background, they don't appear to be carrying on as if they're about to be killed, or as if someone has locked onto them with murderous intentions. Leia is the only one that has any level of intensity. However, I think the background players are a bit too casual for these scenes to match up. Kylo targets the ship that we're led to believe that his mother, General Leia Organa, is on. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be, he says. Will Kylo fire upon the ship? Will he murder his mother? Or are we being deceived? Kylo looks as if his indecision is boiling his insides. Did he press the button? Did he not? Did Kylo Ren show mercy? Is there still some good left within him? Our favorite starship, the Millennium Falcon, is being chased again by yet another band of TIE fighters. Haven't these guys got the memo? How many times has the Falcon beaten these hapless TIE fighters? It is revealed that Chewbacca is flying the ship, followed by one of his iconic roars, which is subsequently followed by the future toy cash cow Porg, who appears to be doing the very same thing. What exactly is a Porg though? From what I can gather, Porgs are seabirds found on Ahch-To where Rey is training. And who knows, maybe Chewie just needs a friend. I mean, the poor Wookiee just lost his best friend, Han Solo, who was murdered right before his eyes. The best pilot within the Resistance, Poe Dameron, says we have a spark that will light the fire that will burn the First Order down. Poe has a new X-Wing that has an extra engine on it appears. I hope he has a battle sequence that is just as exciting as it was in The Force Awakens. Will Captain Phasma actually have a role in this movie? Will her existence actually have a point? Or will she prove to be nothing more than just an action figure cash grab? Judging by the fire surrounding him, it appears that Finn may have successfully infiltrated the First Order, wreaking major damage upon them. Finally, the confrontation that we all knew would happen. This literally promises to be an electrifying fight between the two combatants. Who will prevail? BB-8 and likely Poe Dameron are entrenched in a battle. Suddenly, BB-8 takes a shot that he apparently shrugs off. This is not going to go the way you think. Who is Luke talking to? Is he talking to Rey, who may be leaving him due to insufficient training? Or better yet, is this a flashback to the betrayal of Ben Solo? You remember that the background in the scene looked just like this. I think Luke is actually speaking to Kylo Ren, who has just betrayed him and murdered the other Jedi. A crystal fox-looking creature appears to be trying to escape some form of danger. I believe he may be running from remnants of the First Order on the planet of Crate. Here we find Finn. This is likely before his battle with Captain Phasma. Has Finn been captured in this scene? Or is this a part of his successful infiltration of the First Order? Finally, we see Supreme Leader Snoke in all his villainous glory. Fulfill your destiny, he says. But who is he speaking to? To our horror and dismay, as you see his golden robes in the background, it is Rey who he is torturing with the Force. Is this an attempt to get her to join him? Or is he making an attempt to devour her power? I need someone to show me my place in all this. And then the collective gasp that I know we all must have felt when we saw Kylo Ren extending his hand. Rey may have been talking to Kylo Ren and may be falling to the dark side. Nonetheless, upon further review, you'll notice that the scene with Kylo Ren, there appears to be embers and an active fire around him. And the lighting and color of the scene versus Rey, it doesn't quite match up. This yet again builds upon the numerous cases of misdirection within this trailer. Nonetheless, if Kylo and Rey do work together, who will it be for? Will it be for Snoke or will it be for the Resistance? I thank you so much for taking this journey with me. Please post your comments below and tell me what you think of the trailer and some of the many things that I'm sure I've missed. Please subscribe and turn on the channel notifications. I am John Armstrong Media and I approve this message.